welcome back. I think I've been muted from before the game started, so apologies for that one. But I did turn my microphone on now because we are here with another game for Starlight Star Series Season 6, day number 23. TCM taking on Fnatic. Thank you for being here. And of course also thank you for being here, K-Pop-Tosis, who is our statsman for today, and my co-caster, Vikremont. Welcome back. Hello? You are muted. I'm not the only one that mutes people, apparently.
My bad. So, TCM, they took a tough loss. They waited around a little too long against a team that loves to go early game. And here they're going to face a very different problem. So 3 strong Tier 1 Western teams, 3 different playstyles. Here they go up against Fnatic, the team that loves to pick 2 farmers, 3 farmers, and just completely roll over you with too many strong heroes in the mid game. And so we'll see what TCM adapt from their previous strategy against VP to this game.
Yeah, we have got TCM banning out the Lifestealer and the Lone Druid, so 2 very strong cores there. And they pick up a Chen very early together with a Vengeful Spear, so Aura's there. So we're seeing Fnatic banning out more sustainable heroes right now with the Juggernaut banned out. They already banned out the Bat and the Wisp, which is pretty standard. Gyrocopter, Keeper of the Light, banned out on the side of Fnatic. Or picked up, rather. Yeah. And we're waiting for one more hero to get banned out, and I'm actually thinking like more pushing heroes, or at least sustainable heroes banned out. But they actually go for the Alchemist in the last moment.
Yeah, so taking that out on the side of Fnatic, which I find interesting. So actually a lot of carry options already removed between the Lifestealer, Lone Druid, Juggernaut, Alchemist, and TCM. They still have options here. They frequently like to put Go Audio on a relatively hard carry, so it doesn't synchronize that well with the Chen, simply because Chen likes to push early, and that's part of why Fnatic have taken out this Juggernaut. Good synchrony with pushing compositions. But there's still room for them to take a moderately hard carry number 1, like even something like a Luna, and do pretty well with it.
Yeah, did you just...
This PL ban is weird, though. No. I am kind of confused by the PL ban, though, because I don't really see Fnatic taking that.
I don't know.
But where would they put the Gyrocopter, then? Fnatic is almost certainly putting Era on this Gyro, so there's not that much room for the Phantom Lancer in this composition as well. I understand when you see Keeper of the Light, you don't want to also see a PL, but I'm not sure Fnatic would have gone for that, even if it was available.
True. Well, I guess better safe than sorry. We did see a support gyro earlier on, so maybe they were thinking about that one, as they did face that one.
They're like, oh god, Gyrocopters.
Not again.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fnatic, they do pick up a Dragon Knight, so that's going to be a very solid hero for them. Slightly nerfed in a way that the Bottle Crowing is nerfed, but still a very strong hero to go into the mid game with. And we have a Clockwork picked up by TCM, which is on turn a pretty strong counter towards the Dragon Knight, because of course when he doesn't have his Dragon form, he is a melee hero, and melee heroes do not like cogs.
Absolutely. I really like this Clockwork pickup. I think it's a fantastic choice. That said, TCM still going to have to kind of scramble to fill out this lineup in terms of getting that mid, getting that 1 roll, especially with how many 1-roll heroes have been banned, including by TCM themselves. Whereas Fnatic, really, all they're looking for at this point is probably another tri-lane support, and there's still a lot available in the pool.
Yeah, and then only 1 ban, so really no problems for Fnatic to pick one up, I think. With TCM, with already having the Chen and the Vengeful Spirit, they kind of shut themselves down to only having to need 1 mid hero and 1 carry. And I'm really curious to see which one they're going to pick up first. Of course, Fnatic, they already know what they're going to have mid, the Dragon Knight most likely, and if you can just ban out heroes that you don't want to be having facing your Dragon Knight mid, if the mid hero doesn't get picked up right now. You could try to go for... Well, no, there's not a mid hero, but you could try to go for Magnus, which is actually the hero that I think TCM will want to have. Especially now with the Anti-Mage on the pool, there will be enough carry power for TCM. But
right,
we'll see what they go for, and we'll see what Fnatic bans out, if it's still going to be the Magnus or not.
I think it's okay I think Fnatic feel comfortable even if TCM lands themselves the Magnus. But this Anti-Mage is really no surprise. We mentioned that they like these more hard carry approaches. I think I even called out Anti-Mage because that's a hero that Go Audio plays a lot. The synchrony of the lineup is not tremendous. I mean, they start out taking the Chen, which suggests some sort of early push aggression. Obviously, the Anti-Mage isn't going to do anything for that, but they do have a plan at all stages of the game. I mean, early on, they can probably take a tower or two. Maybe they can take a quick tier 1 tower, especially if the Darkseer starts in jungle. If they just push right at the tier 1 tower from the beginning and take that to give a lot of space to Anti-Mage, then he can get a quick Battle Fury and try to take over the game a little bit later.
True. Vengeful Spirit is definitely one of those supports that transitioning into the late game, she is not getting any weaker. Her swap is just so incredibly powerful in terms of just disrupting your entire enemy's positioning, and especially if you have a Dragon Knight there, you can just totally single out that and take down. Gyrocopter may be a bit less favorable because he can still turn on his Rocket Barrage and his cooldown and you still be in some trouble. But yeah, a very strong support that can indeed in a late game have a lot of effect there. Bane is the last ban out. Sorry?
No, I really like the Bane ban, I was going to say, from TCM, just because that would be the ideal extra support for Fnatic here, not to mention Fly plays it a lot. No, I was going to say, was it a Starladder game where the Vengeful Spirit Aghanims decided the entire game? That was a couple days ago, right?
Yes, I think that was actually Virtus Pro.
I think so. VP were playing the Venge, and they went high ground and got
on the bottom lane.
Swap. Yep, that was sick.
That was sick. I think it was up against Alliance even.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that was you and Kanaz, right?
Yes.
That was a great game. That was a really cool game.
That was an amazing game. I fully agree. That was, I mean, I hope that we are going to see more Vengeful Spirits like that. I'm actually hoping that we were going to see carry Venges at some point again, but, you know, one can only hope. We do have like that Bane indeed taken out, so that's a really strong one for TCM to be not facing anymore. Still one support or jungle hero left. They could also go for an Enchantress or an Enigma or anything. Actually, they could put Darkseer in the jungle and put something else in the off lane, because of course Chen is already going to be there. So want to get some counter jungling going, perhaps.
Yeah, Fnatic definitely still have a variety of options that they can go with, especially if they. I mean, if they do feel comfortable switching the Gyrocopter to a support role the way that we saw VP doing. I said that I didn't think they would because it's not a typical strategy for them, but I mean, maybe it's something they're trying out while they're in Belgrade, so it is possible. In that case, it opens up basically anything, because they can even run another carry if they want. If they wanted to run something like, I don't know, Viper or Meepo, they're weird picks lately. Like, they still have room to do that.
Yeah, and they have been successful as well. I mean, since Fnatic has been sitting in that boot camp, they've had some amazing games, and everybody always says, I mean, Fnatic is strong at LAN, and they just prove it here once again. And of course, there was a period of time like before that where Fly and No-Tail were not always there. Yeah. So maybe the difference is even bigger now since they're all there and they're on LAN, but it's still pretty impressive to see them play the way they do, and they're totally back in shape by the looks of things.
They are looking a lot better. I mean, that just showed the period in which they really couldn't rely on Fly being able to attend shows just how competitive the Dota scene is right now. If you don't have your full roster available 100% of the time to scrim, to practice, to do your tournaments, you're going to really, really struggle, and you're going to start seeing teams pass you by. But when you really hunker down and focus and play very, very hard, you can just get right back into it. And Disruptor, once again, I love seeing this. We've seen this hero a lot today and a lot in the last few days, and I really think it's about time. This hero has been criminally underrated for so long. It's not really the buff that's making him get picked. He was already good enough to get picked. The buff just reminded people that he exists.
Yeah, and of course the Static Storm there, if you lock Anti-Mage in that, he won't be able to blink away, and he is such an easy target to pick off if he just has to stand there and take it like a man. He is actually quite a squishy if he is indeed not that farmed by that time, which of course for Fnatic we're going to hope that he is not, because if the Anti-Mage is really farmed, then there is a problem on the board for Fnatic. Let's see what the last hero for TCM is. They have got Clockwork offlane, and they, or rather, Clockwork solo mid, Bounty offlane. Vengeful Spirit solo mid? No, yummer.
No, probably Clock mid. It's going to be Verna on the Clockwork, probably. And this is a fine mid against Dragon Knight. You can actually really, really annoy the heck out of him. Dragon Knight is a lot... It's actually funny. Magnus got nerfed less by the Bottle Crow change. This is the law of unintended consequences. Nobody thought, I don't think many people thought that Dragon Knight mid was like dramatically overpowered. But Dragon Knight mid was actually hit harder by the Bottle change than Magnus was. Because if he's not able to Dragon Breath, he's like, it's really not that strong of a lane for him. And Clockwork, with good cogs placement, can drain Dragon Knight's mana between bottle fairies, and then he's going to have a struggle to actually get his last hits in that lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely true. And it will be a very strong mid lane. We see that the
5
teams are waiting before
remaining.
picking up their heroes, maybe trying to throw Fnatic slightly off balance here for TCM to just... Oh, or they're just AFK. To just... Oh,
one of those.
Oh, well. I like mind games, you know. I'm always looking for those extra mind games, but sometimes they're just not there.
Sometimes an AFK is just an AFK.
Yeah. Oh well. We do have TCM and Fnatic having two people AFK, both of them. I think for Fnatic, I mean, I can understand it. Fnatic winning both games last these two times these two teams played, but Fnatic has got... I mean, they're on LAN, right? So
ends here.
Yep. But
Really?
TCM are in Sweden.
Why-
I imagine
why did I
Sweden
hear
is the
anti-mage?
sort of low ping paradise. I don't know.
Go Audio heard it too.
Wait, what?
Did you hear that? The anti-mage
No.
saying the magic ends here.
Well, maybe the magic's gonna end here. I didn't hear that, but that is funny.
I think he did a taunt.
Oh, maybe he did a taunt. Yeah, he probably pressed his taunt button.
But yeah, he's the only one that can, or his team is the only one that can hear it in the castle. I don't think Fnatic can hear it.
I think you can only hear taunts if you're in visual range of the person.
Oh yeah, I was hovering over the anti-mage, so that might be the reason why I saw
And
it.
I wasn't, so that's probably why I didn't, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
Should we introduce the teams while we're
yes,
paused?
we will introduce the teams as we are still waiting for the last couple of people to come in. So we have Go Audio. He'll play the anti-mage for his team, no surprise there. Atsi on the Vengeful Spirit. Hawaio will play the Chen with Blueberry Ninja on the Bounty Hunter, and that will leave Werner to play the Clockwork mid later. What?
And K-pop with the theory that the only reason they picked anti-mage is to use the
Use the taunts.
I would. So what are the? You could probably make a team of only players, people who have their taunts already. So if you Crystal Maiden as a support, you play Jug mid, anti-mage.
You have
no,
a
need
Pudge taunt.
Pudge mid. Jug support.
No, Juck on the off lane. Solo off lane. And then you have a trail lane with the Crystal Main, Lina, anti-mage. Done.
Oh right, Lina has
Woohoo!
the. Yeah, okay, that works.
I win.
That's a good team. That's really smart actually. You should play CM, dude. You've
Yeah,
got
why?
like sick drafting strats.
Ooh.
All right, so looking up towards Fnatic, their tri-lane will be composed of Era on the Gyrocopter, Fly on the Keeper of the Light, and No-Tail on this Disruptor. We'll have to keep an eye out for what sort of crazy things No-Tail pulls out in this game, because he of course likes these fiddly micro-intensive heroes. And Disruptor, he doesn't have any pets to control, but Glimpse is very tricky to position. Kinetic Field is tricky to position, so we'll see what he pulls out in that. And then the last two heroes, we will have Hani piloting the mid on the Dragon Knight, and Trixie on the offlane Darkseer.
Yeah, when they actually pick up their heroes.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be
Oh,
mid Darkseer.
there
and
is
offlane
Trixie
Dragon.
Darkseer. But apparently the toilet paper was out. They were out of toilet paper, which is really annoying.
That's pretty annoying, yeah.
And well, that causes delays of Dota games.
It does. So TCM, this is such an odd lineup in some respects. They've got the Bounty Hunter, sort of mid-game advantage, gold, highly aggressive. You've got the Chen, which peaks very, very early game, so before the Bounty Hunter even comes online is when Chen is the strongest person on the map. And then your anti-mage really isn't strong until both of those heroes have peaked. So we'll have to see which style TCM actually takes this game with, because I mean, we've seen Blueberry Ninja on Bounty Hunter before. He's quite good at this hero.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned that their lineup lacks sort of one focused plan for how to approach it. But
Yeah, normally you have one of those heroes that at level 6 can make something happen, something big happen, like for example an RP or a roar, etc. Which is then of course the cause of creating space for anti-mage. Of course you have the Bounty Hunter that can do that, but he cannot do that by himself. Especially not easy if he's on the offlane up against a pretty tough tri-lane. Where we're gonna assume that they... Oh, wow, he get pulled heavily. Like, he got wards with him. By the way, this is important because he got wards with him, which means that this is the only wards that TCM will have in the first 4.5 minutes of the game, because that is
That's
how
true.
long it takes until you have your next wards. He's got a healing salve, a tango, Yeah, he's doing really well in terms of getting pulled by his teammates, but we already have got sentries for Notio. And of course, one of the things that is very important here and why the bounty hunter normally gets rewards for the lane is because if he forces Fnatic to already place a sentry ward to at least get their pool ready, he only has to worry about one more ward, or at least be out of the lane for those 3 minutes that that ward is on the lane. So it helps him a lot to just force those sentries out. He's gonna run into Notio if he's invisibles. Oops.
Right. I mean, the fact that they know where the bounty hunter was last sighted is
Sentry goes down. We do have a kinetic field picked up. They miss it though. And this could be big for Blueberry Ninja. This could be very nice for him. He forced out that first sentry ward, and he doesn't get killed off. He doesn't get anything in return for it, like Fnatic doesn't. So really nice.
Yeah. It is good to get that sentry, but the sentry is not that poorly placed. It actually covers some of the possible spots for the observers. And also, the thing about the sentry, it's extremely hard. Nice. Oh, that was a clever little cut with the tango. So he does get out by using the trees to actually walk himself out of here. So safe for Blueberry Ninja so far. That was a nice tango play because the sentry actually covered a lot of his escape routes.
Yeah. Very nicely done. We normally see him doing this kind of things. We actually saw him die once because of it, but that was only the first time that we saw it of him. Since we've seen it, then he hasn't actually died. And he's just been able to make his lane a bit more easier for him, as this will push the lane out towards his tower in the end. So getting himself some extra experience, as the cogs already are a very annoying thing to Hani. He's already completely out of mana and doesn't have enough mana for a breath, nor does he have enough gold for the bottle.
Yeah, this is the advantage of using Verna on this Clockwork in the mid. It's actually a very, very strong option against this Dragon Knight early. So we could see Dragon Knight honestly struggle to make that much of an impact this game. But Fnatic, as usual, they've always got more than one plan going. And so, of course, as long as Gyrocopter gets plenty of farm, Arrow will be able to do what Hani can't. If they just use Hani as an initiator, that would almost be good enough for them. Blueberry Ninja walking in here again, he's almost going to do the Lone Druid style kite the creeps out of range and then just pick up the XP when he brings them to the tower.
Yeah, eats a tangle as he goes. Fly trying to block him a bit, but I think that's still gonna be him indeed. Still using the same path, and this time he is chasing them around, so he'll be creating an extra thing there, extra creep thing as I missed the first blood. I get an entire shock over my body if I hear that first blood sound and nothing's happening on my screen, but oh well, Werner gets himself the kill. Dust being popped. Oh, Werner, or Blueberry Ninja. Get a bit of extra harassment. We still don't have Notio coming in though, so that is Blueberry Ninja staying alive.
Good juke too. Juking the Illuminate, it wouldn't have instantly killed him, but perhaps with an auto attack it could have. So very nice juke, and of course, yeah, Hani, this mid is basically the best news for TCM right now. They've got a level 1 bounty hunter wandering around, and their tri-lane's going fine, but nothing special. But this mid is right now 1 until Fnatic spends some resources to try to unlose it.
Yeah, and they're dodging the dodging the cogs. He is level 4. He has got a bottle. Level 4 still up also on Werner, who is still of course a bit ahead there because of that kill just now. He actually is now level 5, so that's a difference right there. But yeah, he's doing good. He's got 8 for 0 last hits and 8 for 1 on Hani. So last hit wise, it is still very even, as we have got Notio sitting invisible next to the wave. Maybe he's waiting for Blueberry Ninja to show him, which he now does, and they might try to go for this. They might actually try to dive, because the creep wave that comes in is the one that Blueberry Ninja created. The dust gets popped. The glimpse is not going to be there, though. Notio tried to go for it. It takes a lot of harassment from the tower, but Blueberry Ninja should be safe, by all means. Or maybe they still want to go for this. Notio. Don't die. Sentry goes down. Kinetic field is there. Blueberry Ninja can't get away. Rocket Barrage will hit, and this should be a kill. Nicely done with Era picking it up, and that should maybe won't be. Actually, it might be a tower death here as well. Next creep wave coming in already.
Hani in trouble again in the mid, by the way.
Inside the cogs, indeed. The tower helping out, creating an escape path for Hani, but it doesn't matter. The battery assault and the push out from the cogs hurt him too much, and that's the second kill that Werner gets. He is now level 6.
Yeah, this is, I mean, my god. the dominance that Verna is exerting over. It's not because Hani's a bad player. Hani's a great player. It's just Clockwork really can just take control of another melee hero that needs mana. So he's playing nicely. The good news for Fnatic, Trixie has been offlaning, so he gets fine farm, and he's level 5 in just a couple seconds. Whereas Blueberry Ninja, he's gotten up to level 3, but he's substantially behind where the Darkseer is at.
Yeah,
TCM are going to smoke.
Yeah, so he's gonna get some help because Etsy and Hawaii want to go in. They do have that troll, so there is a net available. The question is, I mean, it will not put them. Normally, if you go for a gank, you want to be able to have like, you know, outnumber your opponent. Well, they are gonna be outnumbering No-Tail. Actually, there's no way he's getting out of this alive. That is a very clean kill. Etsy with the last hit.
What a
kill
kill steal!
Yeah, wave of terror that was.
HP removal, so keep in mind it's not reduced by anything. It seems like it's very low damage, but it's actually decent because it's not magic, it's HP removal.
Yeah, and we'll see that Blueberry Ninja once again trying to make the lane push itself out. We have got Etsy and Hawaii, they're taking up residence here, so we might see them just sticking around here. It's not like Gaudio really needs them. Gaudio trying to burn Trixie away from Moa's mana and actually able to do that. He is not level 6 just yet, otherwise that would be a kill. We actually have the Darkseer, Trixie, it was higher level than the Anti-Mage right there. And of course part of the reason for that is that we had the Vengeful Spirit Etsy sitting there and getting some experience a bit of the lane. So kind of taking it away as we have also another rotation. No-Tail coming in mid to help his Hani.
Yeah. Gaudio, he is going to go straight for the Battle Fury, so this makes perfect sense. I like that he did get at least boots, but he's going to get boots and then immediately Battle Fury. And he hasn't last hit every creep, but he's done more than well enough to get that quick Battle Fury, and that'll accelerate him. If the game persists as it's currently going, TCM will be in very good shape heading into the mid-game, because the Anti-Mage is not getting harassed at all. The Bounty Hunter will be able at this point to find his levels because of the space generated by the supports, and they'll just be in good shape. There's the Kinetic Field, another engagement mid.
And glimpse back from Werner, so that is No-Tail making sure that Hani keeps his life here, because otherwise he would have been in a lot of trouble. So good rotation from the supports as Fly is now also here throwing out some Illuminates here to just force the lane back and force these supports away from the mid lane as well. As in the meantime, Gyro, without his support, still able to get a bit of a push in, gets himself the last hit on the tier 1 tower here, while Blueberry Ninja is still sitting there at level 5, can't really rotate just yet, needs to get that level 6, needs to get that track, or wants to get that track rather. And look at this. Etsy gets full control over the lane as the rotation from the Clockwork went bottom. He actually hookshotted.
He missed hook, yeah. So he was trying to predict that Arrow would attempt to... It was just a mind games thing. Which direction is he going to juke into? And he thought that Arrow would juke right, which he didn't. So unfortunately the hook shot missed. That would have been a very good kill because Arrow is kind of substantially ahead, at least for now. Blueberry Ninja, wow. They're really spending a lot.
Yeah, Illuminates, well you can't spend the mana I guess, and the cooldown is not that big. And Keeper of Light just keeping the mana replenished constantly. We still have No-Tail sitting around in this mid lane though, and that's kind of hurting him right now. He's level 4. We have got Chen level 5, Etsy level 4 as well actually, and Fly level 3. So levels of TCM ahead for sure.
Definitely ahead. The one thing that I feel like Verna could have been winning this lane more, like with the 2 kills, his last hits actually still are less than Dragon Knight's, so he could probably be last hitting a little better, considering Dragon Knight wasn't even in the lane for a bit when he killed him twice. So he's doing okay, and it's good that he has the kills, but he could be doing better.
Yeah, he now gets a bit of help again, Hani, that is, because Fly just granting Hani that mana, so the Dragon Breath will be there every single time, or Breath Fire, rather. Breathe Fire. Breathe Fire. It's a weird name.
It is. You'd think it would be Fire Breath, but no, it's the verb form. Or Breath of Fire. I think that's a video game series, actually. It's like an RPG.
Glimpse back into the Kinetic Field. No-Tail, though. I'm not sure if he was expecting that. He gets hooked upon. He ends up going down, but Werner getting a Dragon Tail, trying to run himself away from this. Might be able to, but the Dragon is chasing him down, and he actually ends up getting a kill and not getting killed off. Whoa.
Sick hook. That was pure hookshot. Really smart to just respond to the Kinetic Field that would guaranteed trap him with the hookshot. That was very, very pro play there. It's just the execution has just been really good.
For sure, we have got Hawaii and Etsy on the hunt again, looking for the mid lane, maybe able to try and take down Trixie, who's rotated here. Trixie was level 8, by the way, so doing really well for himself. But they stand sitting on the high ground and ended up.
Got track, so that's a big deal. Track for Chen is great.
We've got everybody of TCM coming in, apart from the anti-mage. There goes the track. Looking for the cogs, but the Dragon Steel's there, Kinetic Field as well, but the net there as well. Test of Faith will slow him down a little bit, but it looks like TCM is going to be backing off here. Werner with that haste rune. Well, not a haste rune, just a track speed. Not going to be able to do anything. Just too fast indeed.
That was just smart play from Hani to use Dragon Tail on the Clockwork when otherwise he would be fairly guaranteed to get cogs.
Yeah.
So very smart there. And this is Space Generator for Fnatic as well. The thing about Gyro is he's still very good at carrying it late, especially if you're not trying to defend high ground. So if you're behind, he's now worse, but if you're ahead, he's still quite good if he gets tons of farm. And you can see he's rushing for that tons of farm. Oh, nice shot.
That's a blind hook right there. I'm thinking he thought he was going to get it under the tower, but he got it beforehand. Cooldown still coming down, but Era is the one to drop. We're not taking a lot of damage. We'll still be going down, I think. Hani coming in. We'll have no mana though. He could have had a Dragon Tail, I think, but he ends up not going for it. Why didn't he Dragon Tail Werner? What? He could have, right?
Why indeed? He had the mana to Dragon Tail.
Yeah. And then he could have done the stick charges because he got 7 of those, and then with the breath fire thing, he could have gotten a kill.
Oh, once he has the tail, it's over. He gets that kill.
Yeah.
That was a serious error from Hani, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he didn't have the mana and he had to bottle and he didn't want to break Invisrune. It's weird.
He had
weird
7 stick charges though.
Oh, well. Who can say? But nonetheless, that was a great kill for TCM because Era just committed to the Helm of the Dominator, the high farm approach. So if you kill him and slow his farm down when he's going high farm approach, you can do what, what VP did to you last game if you're TCM.
Yeah, Blue Baron Ninja in the meantime tailing Hani. I mean, he's got no supports. He is level 7 up against level 8 Dragon Knight, which is, by the way, quite nice for him that he is actually at that level, while Hani solo mid is only 1 level higher. But he can't kill him off, so he'll back off in the end. So we have, we already got the Sex going. No-Tail stacking the Ancients for, well, for the Gyro later on. Era will be getting that farm at some point. We'll also get the stacks that are still there in the jungle.
TCM, this is going to be a test to see how much they're basically paying attention, because they've actually seen the Helm of Iron Will for Gyrocopter, which can only mean that he goes Dominator. So they know, if they're paying attention, that they're going to be stacking Ancients right around now. And if they could ward that, or steal it, or sabotage Fnatic when they try to mop it up, that'll be an enormous advantage.
True. Something that will also help out Fnatic a lot. I mean, they don't really have a lot of kills right now, but once they start fighting, if they have got that gold up, if they have got those items up, they also have a mechanism up, because that's what Darkseer is building. Trixie, he only needs about 500, 600 gold until he has that recipe, as we have, by the way, a rotation. Werner and Blue Baron Angel looking for something, but that is something that right now TCM is not really building on any of their characters. Even Chen doesn't really have anything just yet. Hook shot, Era! Nice track there as well. Shuriken's helping out. There should be Era going down. Cooldown is still there, but it is a kill. And that's nice with the Wave of Terror helping out with a bit of minus armor. Whoa! Nice Illuminate! Fly! Making it happen on the fly. Ooh, fun. Limbs back. We're inside the kinetic field. Can't get out of range from this tower, but the cogs are still there, and there's not enough damage to take him down that tower. Maybe the dragon can do something. He is surged. He's looking for a dragon tail. This time he wants it, but he got swapped. And that is Atsi giving his life for his carry. He has got a stun. They might try to turn this around. Werner comes back in.
Cogs. He wants to cogs.
He does get it. He does get it.
Save the Venge.
Oh, he's stuck.
It's pure teamwork. Save the Venge, save the... the other thing was, you didn't mention this, but at the same time that they were ganking Era bottom, Fnatic ganked Audio top, but actually Hawaii OO saved him. Here they get the kill on Trixie, so this is an enormous deal. Era dying again, and Audio being saved by Chen and sent home, and comes back and gets the kill. Now this anti-mage is going to, for the first time, I mean, he's going to pass Era in gold per minute in just a second. And if he gets Battle Fury, I mean, he'll get it in another 1,200 gold. He's going to get way ahead, and it'll be a serious concern for Fnatic.
Yeah, and one thing that we have to keep in mind is that, like, already now, Anti-Mage is ahead on net worth of the Gyrocopter, but the Gyrocopter actually got a tower last hit on that bottom lane.
Yes.
So, at some point, we're going to assume that Gaudio gets the same, so he'll be very far ahead. And he is looking good for his Battle Fury already. He's got 2 kills to his name, no assists, so every kills that he has been in, he has also taken. Looking really solid as we see Blue Baron Ninja trying to bait something out here. Yep, there we go. Successful bait. Gets Fly in the hook. Werner with the Blinding Light actually might be in some trouble. No, never mind. That's still a kill. Battery Assault will reach that far. And the cooldown not helping his teammate anymore. Galim's back though inside the kinetic field. This time no cogs, but Blue Baron Ninja might try to help out, and Werner is so tanky. He is level 11 right now as well, and it looks like everybody is able to get themselves out alive, and if not, Etsy would have been there with the swap.
The one thing is that nobody's, while they're doing all this killing and rotating, nobody's really farming except for Audio. Audio is farming just fine. He looks to be on pace for what looks like a 16-minute Battle Fury, which is not, it's not amazing, but it's not by any means bad. And it's what they need in this game. They need to transition this early game advantage into anti-mage carrying. And so far it's going pretty well, honestly, especially with Verna's strong overall clockwork play. Is really, other than the fact that he's gotten no farm because he hasn't been last hitting, he's been incredible.
Other than the fact that he's not been last hitting. Well, yeah.
Well, he hasn't. He has 29 last hits at 15 minutes.
Yeah.
On a mid-hero.
It's not something that you would aim for, but he has been playing incredibly well indeed.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he's 5-0-1.
Yeah, exactly. He's been in a lot of kills. He's got 1 assist as well. He's building towards an Aghanim, so I'm really liking that fast Aghanims will just allow him to be extra aggressive on the map. I'm still hoping that Venge will go for an Aghanims as well, but we'll see if the game lasts that long that Etsy will actually decide to go for that. But for now, they're doing a good job at making sure that Audio is safe. We have a Wyo. He's actually pretending he is a Wisp right now by the looks of it. At least just sitting there, and if things goes bad, he'll send his carry home and die in his stead if need be.
He already did that successfully,
yeah,
so
exactly.
It's actually pretty smart. He needs to... a kill right now for Fnatic on Anti-Mage would be so huge because it delays that Battle Fury. After the Battle Fury, Chen can play less defensively. Fnatic probably gets this tier 1 mid though. There's nothing TCM can do here.
Yeah, and he picking up the gold for that. He really needs that. He's got 2700 gold. TP in from Blue Baron Ninja, but he's able to run away from the kinetic field before it actually hits, even though the second storm was still there. Hookshot in! Up on Fly. In the meantime, Etsy and Hawaio. Etsy still getting sent home. Hawaio able to run. Fly trying to run away from the cog. Still stuck. Etsy very low in life. Will go down for this, or will he finally die? He looks to be dead. Yes, he is dead. There you go. That's the only kill that happens here. Never mind, that's another kill that happens here. Blue Baron Ninja came back. He goes invisible. This time all the sentry wardens have already been placed. A bit awkwardly by the Radiant team, too, at the same time. They actually lost them a kill there because I think they might have been able to take down the Bounty Hunter if they didn't do that.
Way too many sentries, but it's okay. Fnatic, maybe with the clockwork out of the picture, yeah, they can probably take this tier 2. Keep in mind, Dragon Knight, even though he's red right now, he still has that corrosive breath, because that was the big change. The big change was now you can take your Dragon Knight ultimate at level 2, at level 11, and you don't have to feel bad about it. You get AoE and you get push, which is a great change. So 2 towers for Fnatic from that engagement. 2 towers and 1-for-1 kills is a pretty decent trade, especially against a farming anti-mage, because it gives you that map control.
Yeah, they did almost have 3 kills, actually. They almost took down Etsy, but he got sent home just in time by Hawaii, who was able to run away after that. So really good from TCM that they didn't lose more. But I guess that's part of the downside of fighting 4 on 5, because they couldn't just get it in, and they have this team fight potential, right? That if the fight is a bit grouped up, then they have got those cogs to disrupt everything. But this fight was actually in 2 places, and Werner, we saw him running around, and he is the only one that's really doing the damage right now. And in the end, he couldn't get the kill done. Blue Baron Ninja coming in to take it still. Blue Baron Ninja, who hasn't got that much farm either. You might expect him to be also a bit of more of a semi-carry potential, but because he had a tough time on the bottom lane, not able to do that. And I mean, look at the net worth graph. We see exactly how it is. We see 4 heroes of TCM who've been constantly, like you said, I mean, they've been rotating, they've been doing things, trying to create space and all that stuff. So they're very low. But Go Audio is looking okay, and I say okay because he's not looking good, because he's not ahead of Era.
Yeah.
And he is being kept up by Hani as well as by the Darkseer, although now he did pick up his Battle Fury, so...
He did.
That would be a
but
mega change.
The thing is that Fnatic, because they've taken 4 outer towers, they make him a little bit scared to actually free farm everywhere. And this could be a huge fight for Fnatic as well. This is a big, big gank.
Yeah, Cooldown, Dust is already there. Cooldown only hits upon 1. The kinetic field static storm again doesn't hit anybody, but Kawaio goes down because he had to walk around and swap in. Vacuum back in. Etsy in a lot of trouble. Won't be able to run from this. Will go down after throwing out a wave of terror. But he does buy time for the rest of his team to get away. Blue Baron Ninja able to run. And Werner able to TP out.
Yeah. No, actually it was Chen Senbak again. So Hawaii OO with the crucial Chen Senbaks. Actually, even though they lose 2, that's not the worst trade in the world for them, simply because they really, really, really need to get these tier 1 towers down for Fnatic. It's actually critically important that they give audio space, and the only way they do that is by getting towers. The concern is, yeah, I mean, they have all of their heroes are extremely low net worth, whereas Fnatic, with a typical effective tri-core farming, even though they went to a kills deficit, Hani has Shadowblade, Trixie has Mechanism and Boots and his next item soon, and Era is farming just fine as well. BKB now complete off of those last tower kills.
Yep, and that is, I mean, this is something that Fnatic can do, of course. I mean, they can try to go power through this window of opportunity where they know the anti-mage is not big enough to fight back, and where they have their heroes. They might not be as big as you want them to be, as in the BKBs, etc. weren't done when they started pushing, but because of the gold that they now get, the Shadowblade is up on Hani and the BKB ready up on Era, and they can just 5-man this right now. And next lane is of course going to be the tough one, because then Go Audio will be there probably.
And yeah, this is where we talk about how this lineup isn't synergized too. Chen needs creeps, so he needs to take the big creeps to be effective, but those are the primary source of farm for Battle Fury Anti-Mage when the lanes aren't safe. So there's this horrible situation where every single creep that Chen gets, which he needs, is less farm for that Anti-Mage that critically needs to be ahead.
Yeah, normally you'd have three creeps for the Chen, and you know, he'll survive with those, but because they've been fighting 4 on 5, they can't.
He actually locked himself.
They can't survive, so they end up dying as well. So he'll actually take new creeps every single time.
Yep.
As we do have Fnatic going top indeed. They have got every single person there. BKB indeed in the inventory up on Era now. So tier 2 tower, last one standing, gonna be the target for Fnatic, and after that it's gonna be Roshan, and then high ground, as we know, is the course of action for most teams.
I think even though Anti-Mage went power treads after, oh, he's going BKB. Okay, yeah, I can feel this. It's good against Disruptor, obviously Keeper of the Light, even Dragon Knight, so BKB is going to be an effective first purchase. The thing is, he's still not going to do any damage.
True. Soul spell damage right now, TCM. Don't really have that much again. Well, actually, Anti-Mage, yeah, Anti-Mage BKB. He just needs time, and it doesn't look like Fnatic wants to give it to them. I have to say that those static storms aren't really on par from No-Tail, but they do force TCM to walk around them, and that on itself creates the almost the same thing that you get when you put the cogs down.
Right, it's area control, and I think the cogs comparison is very apt, Shiva. Like, it's exactly what they're using it for. Hani runs out of ultimate. I don't know how much longer this.
Oh, swap stun, Hani trouble. No, Shadowblade keeps him safe. The track is still there, but he is fast enough to get away with that Shadowblade on. Hawaio in a lot of trouble. Cogs will save his life.
Weird fight.
Very weird fight. Strange. If you can even call it a fight, because nobody actually died. Fnatic ends up backing off. We do have the bottom tier 2 tower going down for the side of Fnatic, so that is some extra gold that TCM gets while they're standing there. But of course, while they're standing there as well, Go Audio is not farming. And that's actually hurting him a lot right now. Oh, and was it a fake back? Era.
Probably.
Maybe it's in trouble. We do still have the supports around though. Here they come. Kinetic Field helping out. Dust there as well. Blueberry Ninja taking a lot of damage. Vacuum back in. Illuminate as well. Galim's back from Werner though. That actually saved his life.
Nice cogs.
Yeah. Again. Hani with the Shadowblade trying to chase people down. Only
they can't farm the Anti-Mage. There's no safe space. Fnatic took out down all the outer towers. They have this ward up. There's no room for the Anti-Mage to get TCM back into this game. And that was just an over-focus on pursuing their early kill lead, basically. They need the clockwork to actually like have something up. Like, this team, they have Vlad's on the Bounty Hunter, which is good. It's actually very good with the Anti-Mage. And that's about it. They don't even have the mechanism for Hawaii OO, because all he did was roam and get kills, which good, but now you have to team fight on your high ground, and you're doing so with no mechanism when the other team has theirs.
Yeah, and he's now coming into the Radiant jungle. Of course he's here to protect his Anti-Mage, but he's also gonna take creeps from the Anti-Mage that he came down for to the bottom lane. So kinda counterproductive here, as that is of course not why you go towards the enemy's jungle if you are Go Audio. In the meantime though, Fnatic, they're not giving it a rest. They're gonna go top again as Werner locks himself in again. But the cogs
they have to BKB for Anti-Mage if they want it for this fight. I'm not sure if he's keeping buyback. I actually think it might be a good idea to buy out, but we'll see.
And Chen will fight here without creeps here as well, so will be also on a tough thing. Oh, I'm disconnected. Am I still here?
know you're not actually going to fight right now. Glimpse is great against Clockwork. It really annoys the heck out of him because he comes in and you just, oh, you got disconnected.
Yeah, I'm back though.
Okay.
It's a bit awkward.
I was wondering, I was like, whoa, should I play that play?
No,
Alright, nothing happened, don't worry about it. Glimpse canceled the team fight.
Cool.
Clock actually badly needs Aghanims just to make sure
Whoa,
that
GoAudio gets sent home. Nicely done. Harassment.
just-
Yo, GoAudio, he tries to get something, but can't get it. He can't actually get Trixie, but Monolink will hold him in place, and that is gonna be a triple kill for Era as my stream actually reset itself during that fight. That is gonna be unfortunate.
That is unfortunate, and I think that's the game secured for Fnatic. We've got 50 seconds left for the Anti-Mage, no buyback. 30 seconds left for the Clockwork, no buyback. I think possibly the only hope was to buy out for the BKB and hope that you can just roll them, because the buyback served almost no purpose. He came back, he used his Mana Void, but he could have used that Mana Void while being in the fight initially. Just a tough situation for TCM here. They generated some space, they got some kills, but they didn't farm. They didn't use their advantage in any tangible way. Like, for instance, they didn't focus on bringing Fnatic's tier 1 towers down until after their tier 2 towers were gone.
Yeah.
They needed to use the kill advantage to try to secure early towers with Chen to guarantee that Anti-Mage would have space and to fend off Fnatic's push. Instead, Fnatic, I mean, they were like, oh, we're down on kills? Who cares? We're farming 3 heroes. Dragonet is an excellent mid-game pusher. We're going to win as long as TCM doesn't press their advantage. We're seeing this again and again, actually, on the Western scene right now. These tier 2 teams, so teams that, you know, aren't regarded as the top tier but are still quite good, they're getting better and better about pressuring the tier 1 teams early. Like, we see kill leads all the time. The question is, and the demarcation between a good team and a great team is, what do you do with your leads? And TCM didn't do enough.
GoAudio, he is stuck there, gets swapped out into safety, but gets glimpsed back, and now they're both stuck. Mana Void will still be there, he'll end up killing off the Disruptor, but it is such a tough fight. Aiming to TP out is able to do that. Good job for him. Buyback from the Disruptor because he could do that. Of course, Etsy goes down there still as well, so it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, but still using a lot of effort for it.
And Roche, probably.
And a Roche, yeah, going the way of Fnatic. Maybe Blueberry Ninja can still do something. Kills off Fly, nicely done, but goes down forward. That's not worth it.
Yeah, these trades are whatever. The Fnatic probably gets... I can't imagine how TCM actually interfere with this Roshan. They've got Clockwork. Maybe he can get a steal. But that's the best they can hope for, is that he steals the Aegis and dies.
Yep. Well, we'll see if he is going to try that, because he's not looking to go try it. He's walking all the way back to the top lane to defend the incoming creep wave that's coming in from Fnatic. So they're still backing on that Anti-Mage, trying to get some extra farm, or maybe maybe him stealing it. The flare comes in, so they know the HP, but he is standing around there. They're gonna try to maybe have the Chen send GoAudio home in time when he blinks in and tries. Here comes another flare. Yeah, they're gonna try that. Let's see. Good,
yeah, they're gonna try to steal it.
You don't do it! He kills off the Roshan as well. What the? He did it!
Sick. Sick.
He did it, and he got the kill on Roshan, and he got the Aegis, and he got sent home. No harm done. Oh, fine. Thank you,
So
Fnatic, for your
actually-
efforts. Come again
Yeah, pretty freaking professional, actually. Really, really good play. I don't know if it's enough to take them back into the game. They are down a set of racks, but certainly giving the Aegis to Fnatic would have been almost fatal for TCM. So managing to steal that, excellent play. And Hawaii-O, I mean, the timing coordination between Audio and Hawaii-O there, with the sendback from the Chen triggering instantly after Anti-Mage picked up the Aegis, is... They couldn't have done that any better than they did, frankly.
soon. I agree. It was perfect. I mean, we knew that we were gonna try that, but we see people trying to steal Aegis all the time, and you know, it's kind of one of those things like you do it or die, and normally you die. You expect people to die. I was expecting it not to work. He wouldn't die because he got sent home, but you know. But he got it, and he got the kill, and he got the Aegis, and he was home safe. So Fnatic, they're gonna be farming a bit more. They're gonna be getting a bit more items. Their courier actually died in a previous fight as well. But what did it had on it actually? Oh wow! It had the BKB of Handy on it and the Sanjin Yasha of Era. So that's quite a miss. They will be happy when that's back in half a minute rather.
I mean, basically, TCM at this point need to slow the game down a lot and find free space for Audio to farm, and somehow avoid the wrath of Era, who, because of I mean, he picked up an ultra kill in the last team fight. Sure, they lost their courier, but he's well on the way to his MKB. And this Gyro is going to just destroy pretty much everybody on TCM except for Anti-Mage. So the duty is going to fall to Anti-Mage to be able to duel the Gyrocopter successfully. And Aegis helps, but he needs more. He needs Manta Style, he needs probably one more item after that.
Yeah, in the meantime, everybody of Fnatic looking pretty stacked. We also have Trixie picking up a Shiva's Guard. Seems like we might have a smoke up for TCM here. With 4 though, because Go Audio, like, he really needs to farm. They can't afford not, like, they might use them as bait maybe. That might be something. The recipe for the Yasha is picked up here. And yeah, they are gonna use them as bait. The smoke has already popped off though, and the swap in for Fly. They get Fly, very clean and simple kill, and Fnatic, they'll back off after seeing their support going down. But nothing really lost for Fnatic. Oh, never mind, unless they lose Era. Track up, hookshot up, Glintz is still back there, but Gaudio is still standing here, vacuum into everything, cooldown! And oh my god, Era, he just gets huge with that BKB and forces everybody out. Gaudio taking a lot of damage, weren't able to get himself out there, but Era in the end going down. Here comes another Cogs, locks Hani in with him though. He still has a Dragon Tail, that's a kill. And the last one alive, the only one alive for TCM, is the one that actually was allowed to die once.
Yeah.
It is Go Audio with the Aegis still in his pocket. And that was, oh my god, that was not what TCM signed up for.
No, they probably thought that could go a little better, but it's Gyrocopter at this point. He's reached that point at which he can do tremendous quantities of damage to your team, and before they brought him down, he basically cleared out all of TCM. Except, again, for Anti-Mage, who's carrying the Aegis.
Yeah, he was actually able to do that, but didn't end up doing that. We do have the fortification now for TCM. They ended up buying back their Bounty Hunter as well as their Clockwork. Era ended up, of course, buying back for Fnatic, so if they get him again... Oh, wait a second, swap into safety. Hookshot in, gets a Cogs up on 2. No tail, already taking a lot of damage, already dead. Vacuum into the Cogs though, and the cooldown coming down as well. And again, same scenario. This time though, Hani is the one that they get. And this time Gaudio does go down with the ship, but he still has his Aegis, so we'll be back in no time. We'll be going up on air, and the track is still there. The Rocket Barrage as well. Looks like though, no tail. Oh, Gaudio actually will be dead. There we go.
He absolutely needed to use the BKB the instant it came off cooldown, and because he didn't, he got locked down. Hani, that was a great 4-step high ground Dragon Tail. They'll probably get Burnick here as well. They'll just wait out the Blade Mail. He had to skip the Aghanims because he wasn't getting the farm. He just went straight for Blade Mail to respond to Gyrocopter. Blade Mail's good against Gyro, but he's still got some BKB charges, so he still lives.
Yeah, and of course, if you were wondering why does everybody keep being back in this fight so fast, is of course Hani died. And there is no tier 1 tower, it's because they can just get recalled by the Keeper of the Light. That's how he was in that fight once again. So they take the Rax, they take the tier 3 in the other order obviously, but they will not be stopped with this lane. And they could even try to go for another lane. In the meantime, we do have Bluebear Ninja sitting very far outside of his base. To maybe go for maybe a bit of a backstab, but there is a gem up on someone of Fnatic. I know there was. I saw the gem earlier.
It was on Fly before, so now it's...
Oh, it's on Hani. It's on Hani. And Hani finds Atsi. Atsi fighting a big-ass Draken. Gonna be sent home. Mana Void doesn't kill off anybody, but ends up with the Test of Faith killing off the Darkseer, though.
Yeah. So, one set of Rax left.
Oh, Go Audio, don't do this! He dies! He just went into suicide, jumped in on the 2 cores of Fnatic and died! In the meantime, Keeper of the Light gets picked off. I mean, that's great, Werner doing that on the backside, but Werner is gonna have a lot of trouble because Dragon Tail comes in with Hani flying after him. He does not have Cogs just yet and has it now. Track comes in as well.
They probably can get Hani, but I mean, that's consolation prizes at this point.
Yep. And this is actually, I mean, Era is just cleaning house. He already killed off the Chen. Will now go for Werner. Rocket Barrage doing a lot of damage. Blade Mill turned on.
They brought
there. He still really wants Hani though. Doesn't get it. Nice jukes from Hani. He is all in the dire jungle, and No Tail will end up fighting Werner by himself. 6 charges used. Actually, this might be No Tail dead. Yes, it is. Bounty Hunter still died though, because Era did that. Goes for a cooldown. Oh, nice. Gets a kill. But kills himself with it as well. Yes, that was Blade Mail. Smiley face comes after that. But I do think like this was 2 sets of racks gone, and people just keep diving in one by one. And it feels like the GG in the minds of TCM is already called, just not on paper or in game. But it's pretty tough to get back from this one. They are 15 gold behind, even a bit more than that. They are almost 10k experience behind right now, and their anti-mage died 4 times, of which 3 are in the span of like 2 minutes or so. Or at least 2 are in the span of a couple of minutes that we saw earlier when he just blinked himself in to die. He only has got that Yasha in terms of damage, and he's not ready yet to fight up against Fnatic.
Yeah, anti-mage has very, very little. He can't even really duel Dragon Knight in this state. It was really the previous death that disappointed me more than the one where he just jumped in. The one where he comes up from Aegis and doesn't use BKB, I really feel like if he wanted to keep fighting, the earlier BKB the better. You can't not be BKB'd against a Shadowblade Dragon Knight because you don't know when he's going to stun.
Okay, I have another issue with my connection. Oh. But Trixie, that was actually Atsi saving Trixie there because he got swapped out of the cogs. So that was quite awkward. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Not sure either.
Anti-mage, they can't be, I mean, if they wanted to win, which it looks like they're mostly playing for fun at this point, they need to keep away from fights, but they're just continually taking fights. Oh, what a glimpse.
Well, a glimpse. Gladio stock here. He is good. Dead indeed. And they go in top because they know that they just want to go for the tier 4s or fountains actually, because yeah, the game seems about over. There we go, there's a GG call. So if Fnatic will take themselves another win, they kind of need these kind of wins because, well, they actually are not doing too well in Star Series. They're not going home just yet, they're not going to Pro Series, but they need those wins.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Fnatic, I don't think they look bad by any means. Even though they had a kill deficit, the thing that I think some people don't realize is it's okay to run a fairly substantial kill deficit early game, as long as you can keep the other team from actually taking anything substantive. Because kills don't win you the game. I mean, Barracks does win you the game. So did those kills that you were down advance the opposing team any further to taking your racks? And in this case, no, because TCM didn't find the farm. Really on Anti-Mage or on anybody else, but particularly on anybody else, and they didn't find any of the push. And I think that speaks to the fact that this was just kind of a confused lineup from the start. Like, did they want to push? Did they want to gank? Did they want to win with Anti-Mage farm late? I don't think they were clear on it. I don't think we were clear on it. That said, you gotta say TCM wins the moral victory for that Roshan steal. That was some whoa Dota shit right there.
Very true. We are gonna see another game though. It is Z-Rage taking on OSG. OSG needs the points to not get eliminated straight away. They need them to make sure that they at least get to play in the regulation matches. And Z-Rage, they still have a lot of games to play, so no one can tell yet what they're gonna be ending up as. But we'll see that game in about 15 minutes, so stick around for more Dota 2 action for Starladder Season 6. Sorry for my disconnects, as they're quite odd actually, because I actually stay on Skype, which is interesting, but oh well. We'll see the next game of Starladder. Stick around for more Dota 2 games in just a moment.